Albert Einstein once said that the biggest problem in the world is not that we have evil people, but because we see evil and do nothing about it. Would you agree that the biggest problem in the world is the inability to make change? You know what, I'll give you some great examples of change. If we look back to telephones, for example, the first ever telephone was made in the early 18th century by only using 2 cans and 1 long string in one place, held by 2 people, and only used 3 components. In fact, if you guys get your phones out now, just take them out of your pockets, just have a look, check them out or anything. Yeah? Cool. Have a look at those bad boys now. You see them next-gen stuff. They all have 3 cameras, super expensive. You can contact anyone from anywhere in the world. And lads, if you're ever scared to go on a date, all you gotta do is swipe right. You don't even need to have the nerves to go to a girl and be like, hey. Here's another example. Our first vehicles were from 5,500 years ago. I'm not on about cars, I'm on about horses. Now, if we speed up a couple of thousand years later, we had the first ever car made. And it was run by steam, made out of wood, there was no windows, no privacy, and the wheels sort of looked a lot like Ferris wheels. Now, I'm not going to actually bring your cars in there now, or anything, but the cars you have now are made out of iron-like material. You can drive them anywhere you want. You can even save the world by using electrical vehicles. Don't have any windows, you can also have tinted windows, and you can go up to speed of flight, one day even speeds of light, and also, instead of the horses we used to have, we swapped them for horse power. And then, there's the school system. It started in the 16th century, and what progress has it made? Well, let's track back. 21st century students are taught by 20th century adults who studied the 19th century curriculum and used techniques from a calendar in the 18th century. What does that mean? In over 300 years, nothing has changed. If I were to ask you what the most important job in the world was, what would pop into your mind? Would it be a doctor, a soldier, a policeman, a paramedic? But what if I told you that the most important job in the world wouldn't mean anything if it wasn't for a teacher? Because without that, you wouldn't even know about the job. Because the teacher has the most important duty in the world. They have the power to dig into a kid's soul, make their dreams feel whole, and make them feel free even when they're young and old. You know what? I don't blame the system. Sorry, I don't blame teachers. I blame the system. In a world that is forever changing, how come the most important system in the world has never changed? Think about it, right? For so long we studied subjects such as Pythagoras theorems, we analysed different angles while the system never changing their angle, and for some reason it was important to learn about the distance from X to Y. So I asked my teacher, why is this so important, and have a guess what she said? She said, because you have to. And I found that funny. Because if you ask the government, the people who made the system in the 16th century, why they did it, they probably would have said the exact same thing. The same people who never worked a single day in their life. And if we have a look why the school systems were built, the 19th century curriculum was designed to help students prepare to work in factories, which basically means that they had no ideas what these kids actually wanted, and they never had the guts to actually say to them, what do you want out of life? What are your dreams? And I guess that's why we're having this missing puzzle. How we're in this slanderish, and I think that we should find a way to make change to abandon it. Think about it this way. We're students. What sort of subjects could we learn more in? You know, do we really know that much about finance? How to save money? How to reach financial freedom? how to find out what you want to do, how to develop ideas, or even learning some of the most important things about our mind. You know, like how to be happy, ways to overcome or deal or cope with mental health, emotional intelligence, human understanding, emotional health. No wonder the baby boomers are still wondering why we're pondering and slandering in our wealth. And it's funny because we learn so many lessons about the past. I wonder, what if we actually prepared our students for the future? You guessed it, exactly. And imagine this, right? Ideas are the most important things in the world. If we didn't have ideas, we wouldn't have Apple, we wouldn't have Microsoft, some of the biggest companies in the world. So why don't we prepare our students for ideas ready for the future? Ideas on how to overcome the biggest problems in the world, such as problems such as poverty, racism, health, disease, finance, climate change. Imagine in the next decades or even centuries how we can help our students create an incredible future. And you know what? Some countries are even starting this now. Countries like Sweden. Sweden has made unbelievable strides in their progress. Places like Sweden focus more on collaboration instead of independence. They focus more on global assignments instead of exams. And one of the most fundamental important factors is based on developing resources, which is probably why their president's favorite quotes is "We believe in change." And that's why I say today, let's make change. Frank D. Roosevelt once said that we can't build our future for the youth, but we can build our youth for the future. So let's build us for the future. So to answer back to the first question, how can we find a solution for the biggest problem in the world? Well, the answer is simple. Change. Thank you guys, thank you so much.